This is the Management of Information Systems team project for Group 4. Erin Byrd, Bryson Clifton, Kyle Enriquez, and Bart van Leijsen. For this project, our topic is wearable tech, technology that goes where you go. We will give you an overview of the information technology associated with wearable tech, a brief history and timeline of development, review the relevant IT components, talk about user experience and expectations, go over big data opportunities and benefits, the challenges and risks associated with that data, the relevant costs, and the trends we expect to see in the future.
Wearable technology has seen rapid advancements due to technology becoming faster and smaller, a demonstration of Moore's law. The growth of wearable tech has been made possible by the advancements in nanotechnology, microfabrication technology, and crucially in cloud computing technology. Wearable technology is typically found in the form of accessories and have grown from just fitness trackers to now smartwatches, glasses, rings, shoes, fabrics, and new innovations such as biosensors, just for example. Apple is seen as a purveyor of the wearable technology movement, with the Apple Watch seen as a major contributor to the rise of consumer use of wearables, growing from 9% to 33% in 2018. IT that comprises wearable technology consists of voice recognition interface, biometrics, inertial sensors, movement trackers, and GPS, just to name a few, which are all programmed via software to communicate data with cloud databases, apps, and across networks. One example of cutting-edge wearable technology currently being developed is Philips Biosensor, which are self-adhesive patches approximately 4 inches in size that allow patients to move around while collecting data on their vital signs, including movement, heart rate, respiratory rate.
It may seem like wearable technology began recently, but wearable technology was first created in the 13th century with the invention of the eyeglasses. The wristwatch wearable clock was invented 300 years later. In the 1600s, abacus rings were used in China. In the 1960s, the first wearable computerized devices were created. In the 1970s, pocket calculators entered the world, and in 1977, HP released a calculator watch. In the 1980s, mobile music devices and hearing aids were invented. This means that mobile music devices have only been around for the past 40 years. Moving into the 2000s, we saw a big shift in what wearable tech can do with the integration of Bluetooth in 2002. Since then, smartwatches and fitness trackers have become increasingly popular. Fitbit was founded in 2007, but didn't start selling the devices until the end of 2009. The Samsung Galaxy Watch was first released in 2013 and has also become very popular. The Apple Watch was made public in 2014 and became the best-selling wearable device in a short period of time. Even more forms of wearable tech are constantly emerging with products like posture correction reminder devices, electrocardiogram heart monitors, and so many more. The wide variety of wearable tech devices has come a long way in a relatively short amount of time and continues to evolve every day as new technologies are developed and enhanced.
Now I'm going to talk about the relevant IT components of wearable tech. First, I'm going to speak a little bit about the former and latter. The former is the manages the flow of digital information. Examples for this is ACC, which is light, temperature, and motion, and GPS for location. The latter manages the operation of physical processes and the machinery used to carry them out. Some examples for this are ECG for heart rate, which the first one was in 1980, EEG for brain waves, and EMG for muscle tension. Powerful wearables. The first things to consider is the power when you build a wearable technology. Lithium coin battery are nice for low power projects that need to be self-contained. And then you have the GST connector with or without circuit to charge the LiPo batteries. And these LiPo batteries are more versatile. The data collection is captured by the sensors available in wearable devices and smartphones. Think about your heart rate or your steps or calories. The data transfer, uh, data collected in the wearables can be transferred to a computer or to a smartphone as an intermediate step towards its eventual transfer to permanent data storage. This transfer can be produced through proprietary solutions or using third-party apps and programs. In theory, wearable data could be directly transferred from the wearable to the permanent data storage without the need of any intermediate systems. But nowadays, this is almost impossible. Now I'm going to talk about the permanent data storage and the data analysis from the wearable technology. Usually the permanent storage is performed in proprietary servers where the third parties and final users can gain access to the data. Data analysis is related to the analytic processing of data to provide results of interest. The processing is performed in servers both proprietary and third party. On the left, we can kind of see a little bit of how the data is transferred. At the bottom, you see with smartphones, tablets, PCs, the SDK. SDK means the software development kit. Is to enable the development of apps for wearables to directly collect and send data. SDKs are available to develop apps directly from linked smartwatches or from the smartphone itself from a proprietary warehouse. Proprietary warehouses and cloud services usually provide a REST API. The REST API means the representational state transfer application program interface. This server will transfer a representation of the requested resources state to the client. The REST API allows third parties to gain access to users' data. Talking about the main platforms for wearable technology these days is Apple Health, Google Fit, and Samsung Health, also known as S Health. Apple Health is made up of a warehouse and cloud services, an app, and an SDK health kit. The Apple Health warehouse and cloud services maintain all the data collected from users and provide some analytic services. So Apple keeps all the data to themselves, and they don't allow third parties to do it for them. So there's no REST API for third-party systems for Apple Health. Google Fit is probably the best platform as of now. It's made up out of a warehouse, cloud services, and an app for Android systems. It provides SDK for app developers, a SDK to gain access to Google Fit Warehouse, and a warehouse REST API for third-party systems. So app developers are able to build an app on the Android system and provide the health data. And the Android app is needed to transfer the data from the wearable to the smartphone and then to the proprietary warehouse. This app involves some intelligence because it selects the best sensors available to collect data depending on the circumstances. What this means is it will track right away if you're on a bike or you're running, so it counts the steps, or you're swimming, it automatically tracks that and then starts the workout or starts collecting the data as of that best circumstance. Samsung or S Health is a smartphone app is included to synchronize the data with the Samsung server. It also provides a SDK to support the development of apps by third-party developers. Gaining access to collect the data in the proprietary warehouse does not include any REST API.
Due to increased innovation, wearable high-end technology has been incorporated into daily consumer living as a result of user-friendly interface and the compact size of current technology. Smart fabric in shoes are also gaining traction and are becoming available through cost effectiveness through the use of nanotechnology. Data collected by the Business Insider Intelligence currently shows that 80% of consumers are willing to wear fitness or wearable technology items. Expectations for wearable technology were low 10 years ago, however, the previously mentioned rapid advancements have led to greater optimistic expectations on what new wearable technology can be developed. Use of wearable technology in healthcare has led to a reduction in preventable cardiac and respiratory arrests, improved patient outcomes, and the ability to maintain healthier lifestyles due to access to their personal health data. The market is expected to grow expansively at a compound annual growth rate of 17.66% between 2019 and 2024. The expectation is also that North America will continue to lead the way in current wearable technology development and advancement, as it currently comprises the largest share of the market.
I chose the healthcare industry to demonstrate some of the opportunities and benefits of wearable technology. Wearable technology aims to harness the power of the information it collects to simultaneously serve the wearer by giving them a clearer picture of their personal health and presents opportunities for innovation through collection of big data across large sample sizes. We can first focus on the consumer benefits to using wearable technology. These aspects have an almost immediate positive impact in the lives of people who choose to wear these devices. To give an example of one of the most popular pieces of wearable tech, we can look at the Apple Watch. Wellbe, a company focused on the health and well-being of senior populations, shared 5 of the ways wearable health tech improves consumer experience. I've listed them in this slide. In short, these technologies give consumers new tools to feel confident in making their next healthcare decision. Beyond the benefits to individual consumers, there are much greater opportunities to make positive contributions to society through big data when linked with wearable health tech. IBM estimates that a person will create around 1 million gigabytes of health-related data in their lifetime. As more data is collected and analyzed, I think we will begin to see even greater breakthroughs in medicine that positively impact the world.
Although there are many benefits of wearable technology, we also have to assess the risks that come along with that. With any device, there is a risk of cybersecurity attacks and data breaches. Many of the wearable devices are transmitting data wirelessly, which can be intercepted. Many of the wearable devices also utilize legacy systems because the devices are harder to update without just replacing the device entirely. These legacy systems are typically harder to secure. Another risk is contained within the volume of data that is collected from these devices. If there's more data, there will be more that people can do with that data, good or bad. Along with the concerns about the amount of data comes the concerns for the types of data collected. This is a whole new class of personal data, like activity, heart rate, and some devices even collect data similar to that of a lie detector, which could become an invasion of privacy. This kind of data from Fitbit has already been used in court cases because it doesn't fall under the typical protections of health data and can be subpoenaed by authorities. Here are some of the relevant costs of wearable technology. Over time, due to Moore's law, costs of wearable technology will decrease. Utilizing wearable technology effectively could help to reduce healthcare costs by providing consistent health monitoring. Companies have typically avoided collecting or reporting data classified as medical because the technologies between our wearable devices and the hospital-grade equipment are very different. As technology evolves, wearable devices data could influence healthcare diagnosis and treatment plans and allow doctors to spend more time with their patients instead of taking time to do all those scans and measurements. And finally, a cost to the user of the wearable technology is that they have to allow their personal data to be collected and compiled.
I think the future trends of wearable technology will follow the trajectory of the innovation that preceded it. These advancements grew from a desire for increased connectivity, optimal performance, and the ability to collect user data. The benefits to consumers and society make the case for increased reliance on these wearable technologies to solve new problems and enhance quality of life. One way to think about the future of wearable technology might be through the layers of the human body. By this, I mean the layers in which physical technology connects with the user. Currently, most wearable technology interacts with the user via the surface contact. Using the Apple Watch as an example, this device is only effective when it is able to make sufficient contact with the user's wrist. As innovation continues to test the limits of Moore's law and devices continue to shrink, innovators have created a way to go beyond skin deep. Medical devices like pacemakers that regulate heart rhythm already exist and have become a common internal piece of wearable technology. This small battery seems giant compared to the microscopic smart tattoos and dermally implanted sensors that are currently being developed in labs. Advances like this may even eliminate the mighty Apple Watch we rely on so heavily in modern day. All of this begs the question, where will we, as a society, allow wearable technology to take us?
We hope you enjoyed our presentation on wearable technology. We presented an overview of the associated IT, timeline of development, relevant IT components, user experience and expectation, big data opportunities, benefits, challenges, and risks, the relevant costs, and the future trends coming in wearable tech. Where will your wearable tech take you next?